got a beer because he mentioned Oprah, and I needed this. You know, what was you gonna say, brother, about?
I'm just curious to know what people think about, you know, the Oprah phenomenon when, you know, bad talk shows were on the rise and then reality TV shows started to, you know, come in. And I wanted to know what people thought about Oprah because she stood out from all that. She wasn't like negative, and you know, there's just a lot of reasons why I like her show.
Disagree with you on the point about her not being negative.
Okay.
I think that she was negative toward a very specific group, which is why I'm upset.
What group is that?
Black men.
No, specifically rappers, not black
Do you know who
men.
she
Black men.
Underneath all that she does, I think she's funding Will Smith, Tyler Perry. Oh, definitely Obama. She definitely brought that. Those are 3 black men. The other guy that gave her the huge pain that was in Fox, she's funding him underneath the covers. The thing is, she does.
But what does she do on camera?
She gave 1,000. Oprah, you let us know. Black men scholarships to Morehouse. She does that every year. She gives a.
And she also gives millions to more.
That's called the tax write-off. You show me something that she's done that has.
But if you are going to make money and keep your money, you want things to be a write-off.
Not only that, when you get to that level of money, you know, everything you do is a tax write-off.
That's right.
And what's the difference between a white person doing that and it's considered a tax write-off and Oprah doing it and it's a tax
Because
write-off?
we're talking about Oprah right now.
But you can't.
Where was she against black men? Like, I'm just trying to.
I'm gonna lose this one
Because she put Stedman
in the guest house. She never respects Stedman the way he deserves to be respected.
Stedman is in the main bedroom.
No, honestly, okay. I'm gonna make my statement.
I'm just trying to help you here.
I'm gonna prove my
If you
point.
had narrowed your
married.
focus, you made it too broad, and it's not actually true. You know you can't just put blanket statements on everything.
Yeah, I'll roll with my blanket statement.
Hip hop culture. And,
But those are black men. That field in itself has helped a ton of black men get out of poverty.
Yeah, but you can't say black men overall.
The hip hop culture is not every black man.
But it's a lot.
But it's not everybody.
Then go that route.
It offended me, and that's where I'm coming from.
Okay,
She offended me as a black man.
But she's recanted a lot of her statements about what she thought about hip hop. She's had interviews with Jay-Z.
Best friend
David 50.
Her best friend.
Going out with 50.
Don't say that.
Who's the best
Yeah,
friend?
Gail went out with 50.
That's a setup.
50 go out with everybody.
That's a setup.
Any and everything.
That's a setup. That's a setup. That's a setup. I don't care what nobody
They were flirting
says.
on Twitter, and I don't even have a.
Because I think
tweety.
just to get me shut off. But I think Oprah and Gail have been dating for years.
Stop it.
And they just ain't been that. But that has nothing to do with this.
Listen,
I took extreme offense to the way she treated the brother Ludacris on her show. I thought that was foul.
What did she do? I didn't see that.
Yeah.
But you know what though?
Wait, let me explain what she did. Let me show me what I don't know. Show me that. So Ludacris came on her show as a part of the cast of Crash. So she talked to the rest of the cast as who they were, and then
He wasn't invited in the first place.
I didn't really remember
She
that.
invited the cast except him.
What?
Yeah.
So he
was
crashed.
invited.
He crashed the thing.
So he crashed
I can't remember
because
exactly how he got on. He got on like last minute.
right.
And then
So she proceeded to call him out in reference to what he does with his music, so on and so forth. Now, the brother made an intelligent rebuttal to her statements that never aired.
Google this. I mean, really?
Yes, that never aired. I was extremely bothered by
But
that.
what did she say to him?
Yeah, what was it?
She was like, you and your misogynistic rap, and I hate, don't like how you do it, and blah, 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 blah. What it was a blindsided attack from a young black man who was only trying to come to your show as a part of this cast.
Well,
I really didn't like that.
Let me say this.
I don't
Well, you know, Oprah's not perfect.
Tell
that to her fans.
I'm not gonna defend
No, her fans don't.
Wait,
What did he say? I want to hear what he said.
One at a time.
That's why they love
We're
her,
gonna
because
Google
she's
all of that and get it up.
I'm not gonna defend her because her personal opinion about rap music and whatever that is, you know, is totally her opinion. She is very influential though, and so as a person who has a heavy influence on the world, you should be more mindful of some of your opinions and how firm you stand in what you think.
I agree.
So I just say that in general, whatever she may say, because there have been many times with not just rap music, but other things, you know, abusive this, or she very definitively says what she thinks, but people, she has to recognize, take what she says
As law.
as the God's truth.
But that's not
So
her
that's
fault.
She's not,
that's
but no.
But once
that's
you
a
understand
huge
your influence, you are responsible.
Yes, she should have
So
more of an
that's a huge,
objective
that's a huge
viewpoint than she does.
responsibility.
Just
And,
like I don't like
the
the fact
president
that.
can't just get up and be like, you know what? I hate poor white people.
Right. George
He can't-
Zimmerman should
he
die.
totally
He
can't
probably
say
does
that.
feel like that.
Because
but he
your
can't.
role and your position automatically is supposed to make you neutral, and especially verbally. Whatever you think and how you feel, your actions may carry out in that way where we can constantly tell that this is how you feel.
Right.
But what you speak and what you say, those are things that you need to be responsible for.
Look at who she put on. Look at who Oprah put on. No. Look at who Oprah put on. She put on Rachel Ray. Rachel Ray, because Oprah backed her, successful everything she does.
Oh, absolutely.
Of course.
Dr. Oz, who ain't even a real goddamn doctor. No.
He is.
Dr. Oz. Dr. Phil. Dr. Oz, I love you, bro. I like Dr. Oz. No, Dr. Oz is
Dr.
real.
Oz is a doctor.
I like Dr. Oz.
I've done my
Dr.
research.
Phil?
He is a doctor.
No, he doesn't. Dr. Phil is not a real doctor. But behind Oprah's words, this man gets his own show on his own network.
But understand, but you.
Why hasn't she done that? Why hasn't she done that for anybody brown?
But so
And Yalla been up. She did it for Yalla. And Yalla messed it up. And she went back and helped her again.
Iyala, that's the dark-skinned girl, big face. She was in the secret video.
What's the girl's name?
No, not
What is
so.
Helped her twice.
Not Shelton.
But I think she still funds the Tyler Perrys and the people
Lee
who have.
Daniels.
Understand
Helped her
this.
with
In the
movies.
industry,
Shelton from
but in the industry,
the ball.
Tyler Perry don't count.
The girl that played his girl.
one of the issues that we have in the industry is that
Who you have, Medea or Tyler Perry?
Held with Dia. She held with Dia. She could help
He
Tyler
will be
Perry.
in Alex Cross.
Help Bill Cosby sell
Well,
books.
my thing is like,
He don't
it's not
count
Oprah's
either.
responsibility to help black people in that way.
But
I hear you.
It's black people's responsibility to help black people.
But no,
Yeah.
but Oprah does put black people on because Kim
Yeah.
Coles is getting her own show on the OWN network.
You know what? I love that
Let me
song.
tell you why.
And that's very
But
recent.
no, that's
But
a
Kim
business
Coles
move.
earned that.
That OWN network is struggling.
And she needs Kim Coles.
Anybody, if she could get Kim Kardashian to make her network better, she would right
That's
now.
right.
Because she
Well,
put her
ratings
whole
are
life
going
into
up
that thing.
for her, so.
The Oprah, but I'm not looking for Oprah to be a savior. Oprah's not a savior. She's gonna make mistakes.
But what she is a heavy influence. And when you have that influence,
She
you
is.
have to be
But
careful
wait,
about what you do
can
with it,
we-
or your main man Mike is gonna cut you in fucking half.
Wait, okay, she killed us.
Oh, and I don't really think she really cares, because she's just.
Not today.
Well, Mike,
Can we quickly just go back to the Ludacris thing? I think he was an asshole.
Why?
Because anybody who said, if I said, I don't want you to come to my house, I don't ever want you
And
at
you
my
come
house, your
anyway.
whole family could come, but you can't, and you come anyway, you a fool. Because basically, you're just allowing yourself to be one, disrespected, two, in any way, shape, form, or fashion. That's my house. I can do whatever the fuck I want to do to you while you in my house, and you subjected yourself to it. So if she wanted to curse him out on her television show, he was too ballsy and too, I guess, not big enough in the media already. He needed to get on Oprah to boost his ratings. No, he did.
No, he didn't.
Obviously.
No, he
I
didn't.
think that
His market was sealed. He was already a multi-platinum rapper.
They don't make their decisions. Their publicists do.
He was
They
already
listen.
a multi-platinum
You need
rapper.
this. This
I
is
think what he
Oprah.
did was take a stand for self. Which is like, look, if I'm gonna move myself into this acting field, I have to do whatever I have to do to get you to respect me, including coming into your house uninvited.
Let me ask you a question,
I
though.
also think that if it's a cast and you're inviting the cast of craft,
And I'm a part of the
if
cast.
you're a part of
And
the
what-
cast.
but-
It depends on what part.
But if you didn't get, if you didn't get an
If
invite,
you see the poster,
you don't.
Right.
where was his name?
Chris Bridges?
Right, where was his name in the lineup? Where was he fitting? Was he on the bottom or was he
Exactly,
on
it
the top?
depends
He was
on
in
the
the middle.
billing.
He was in the movie.
The truth is, and that no. Right. Hold on. In that movie in particular, it was an ensemble movie. We're not talking about a Will Smith blockbuster where Ludacris got a 2-bit part. We're talking about Crash. Crash, in my opinion, was one of the few movies that resembled the play in that you needed every actor actor in order for the storyline to continue. So Ludacris. So
Take it from the business sense.
Okay, so from the business sense, you needed a rapper in that movie because you needed more than just anybody to watch it.
Well, Oprah doesn't make those decisions.
But just like Terrence Howard and they were tokens too.
That's right,
Trust me, we're tokens in a lot of things. Because I'll explain that in a few minutes. But in the lineup, in terms of, and understand this.
He wasn't at the bottom.
But I know, but in the business that Oprah is in, who pays her? Her advertisers.
Right.
A lot of her rules and decisions are made by her advertisers. If the advertisers decide, okay, these are the people that we want because we are paying you $100,000 to have these particular people on. In the list of her checks, she too can make the decision, yes or no. But if she loses her advertising, why are all of it? You want to talk about black media? The reason why we don't have our magazines, the reasons why we don't have our televisions, the reason why we don't have our radio stations, because you might be Heinz, okay? And you might be Black Enterprise, okay? Heinz says, this is okay, you might be Time.
Right. Time, the money, and another person looking for
another
money.
black media.
Right.
I'm going to pay you $150,000 because that's what your advertisement costs. You are a certain type of person. I am a certain type of person. You kind of are different from them. I will give you half, $75,000 for the advertisement that I'm paying her $150,000 because I'm going to employ my people. This is where we fail as a people because
that being said,
I agree.
I don't disagree with that. But when you talk, if you were talking about the Tyra Banks show when it first started, I feel like your argument would have more validity. But we're talking about Oprah. We're talking about somebody who in today's media can write her own ticket. And with that power, when you got that amount of power, when you can write your own ticket, that's power. When you have that amount of power, it's time to stand up for what you believe in and not always what you're getting paid for.
But why is her network failing?
At that stage, though,
advertising
because the shows ain't good.
Advertisement money.
Because the shows ain't good.
At that stage, in this particular case with Crash, at that stage, Oprah was calling the shots.
Every one of the shots.
Her advertisers, she was selecting who she wanted to air while her 4 o'clock hour, thank you, was running. She was selecting that. If I want Time to run today and so to run tomorrow, Oprah at that time, she was already established. And not only that, she was airing on ABC, which is owned by Disney. She doesn't own not one part of that company.
But look at Disney now. Take a look at Disney.
They kiss her ass because why?
But look at Disney and
they have more
Ludacris.
ratings
Is that their
at 4 o'clock
brand?
than they do the whole entire afternoon.
Ludacris is not the brand of Disney.
It wasn't a Ludacris decision. I mean, it wasn't a network decision.
That was her decision.
It was
that was what we're
definitely a
saying.
personal decision.
I probably
She's
don't
made
want
it very clear that she does not.
I don't want him on the show.
And she did not. He represented hip hop, and she did not want him on the
She
show.
that's not even hip hop. That's rap.
And she can totally.
That's too big a debate to start on the show right now.
But I have a question because if we're going to give Oprah a hard time about how she is against, maybe adamantly against hip hop and hip hop artists, what agency do the hip hop artists have for the misogyny and for the use of the word nigger and for the because we're putting a lot on Oprah right now, but there's two sides to it because there's a reason why Oprah may not like hip hop.
It's because she only listens to the radio to find where her hip hop is. I always tell this to people when they make the argument about hip hop.
Well, no, we're talking about mainstream though, because we're not talking about the underground stuff that I like.
But what I'm saying is that how could you separate them? They're one and the same. It's all hip hop. So if you're gonna like how y'all pointed out to me that I can't say that Oprah don't like black men because of what she did for so and so. Y'all got that. Because she attacked hip hop. So that being said, you can't just say that the radio is the only version of it.
But that's
We'll take a quick break because I love when they argue and I get to cut them off because I get to exercise my power.
No, that's
Let's go over. That's right.